Hello and welcome to this section. In this section, we are going to be talking about the HTML element. I call that, in my own special word, anatomy of an HTML element. What is an HTML element? An HTML element is part of a web page. Okay? An HTML element is part of a web page. Also, the element can contain data items such as text, image, we can use videos, and also we can use audios. Okay, and also they can be empty. Yeah, we have quite some HTML elements that are also empty. All right. So another thing you need to know is that the HTML element usually consists of an opening tag, the content, and the closing tag. Alright, the opening tag, the content, and the closing tag. In a situation whereby there is no closing tag, we just have only the opening tag, and that's all. Okay. Also, the last thing I will drop here is that the elements with no content are called the empty element. Okay, that's the HTML element with no content are called the empty element and do not have a closing tag. So no closing tag, they are called empty elements. All right, so let's dive down to some examples that we can use to explain more things about the HTML elements. So right here, we are going to open an element, a p tag. Okay, so we have this as a paragraph tag. Now we have the opening tag, and then we have the closing tag. You see that the text editor, which is the Visual Studio Code, helps me in closing the tag. Okay, so I have the opening tag and I have the closing tag. Immediately the text editor closed this for me. So you see I have the difference between the two of them is that there is a / at the front of the paragraph tag. Okay, so let's put something inside. So this is my first HTML class, and I am so super excited. Okay, so let me put something to spicing this up. So I'll just put a B tag here. Let's put a B tag here. Let's take this off, and let's close it here. Okay, and I'll put an exclamation right here. Okay, so we have this is my first HTML class, and I am so super excited. Okay, so what we have here right now is an HTML element. The reason why I said that is we have the opening tag, then we have a text content here. Okay, so we have the text content. Okay, also the text content still span all through to the closing tag for the paragraph. Okay, so everything we have here is called an HTML element. All right, so we are going to need the browser to display the content that we have already stated here. But what you need to know is that when we are displaying this content, when we are displaying on the browser, the tags, the actual tags that we have here will not be displayed. So how do we do that? So just come down here, just follow my lead, come down here, right click here. So we have review in File Explorer. So we'll click on that. So it takes us here. Okay, I'm using the Chrome. Okay, so I will click on that. It opens that particular file for me right in the browser. Okay, so I have it right here and it's all okay. All right, so you see that I have it here. So we have, this is my first HTML class and I'm super excited. Okay, now you see that the display of this is quite different from what is being displayed here. Okay, so why is that so? So let's check something out here. Okay, I'm just going to use the both screen for now, so wrap this up a little so I can make use of the both screen. So use Alt Z to wrap up your screen. Use the Alt Z to wrap up your screen, or you come down to your view, then you will see word wrap. You click on it, so it helps you to wrap up your screen. Okay, now we have, this is my first HTML class, and you see we have a B. The B stands for bold. The B tag is to bolden the contents that we have inside of it. So we have the B tag. I am so super excited. So we see that right here we see the difference between this part of the content and this part of the content, because this part we use a B tag bolding this aspect of the content. Alright, so that is it. We need to know about the HTML elements. It's super simple. We have the opening tag, we have the closing tag, and inside that particular tag we created a B tag for this aspect of the content, and we close the B tag here. Alright, so thank you for your time. I really appreciate